is SportsCenter.
Welcome back to the Prosper1 Fantasy Report, everyone. I'm Tyson Zillman, manager of the Diamond Dogs, here with a very special co-host this week, Travis Hooker, manager of Quarantine. How you feeling about Week 3, Travis?
Well, Tyson, I'd feel a lot better if I hadn't gotten absolutely destroyed by CDs, TDs in Week 2. 83.5 points? What happened to my team?
I'm not sure if it had anything to do with your team. Travis C's MVP this past week, Alvin Kamara, scored a whopping 43 points against our very own Dallas Cowboys. As a Cowboys fan, that was not a fun game to watch. But hey, at least you weren't Noah. The newly rebranded No Offense, and trust me, the name isn't offending anyone. You lost in Week 1 to Shady Creatures, and then followed that up by falling to Coco Air in Week 2.
Yeah, speaking of Noah, what was wrong with the old name? Did you lose hope in the Browns being decent? No Offense does make sense, though, because you had no offense in Week 2. No offense, Noah. I predict you're going down in Week 3 as well.
Speaking of winless teams, my Diamond Dogs took down the Condors in Week 1, but I couldn't get it done against Munhall Maulers in Week 2. Congrats, Ty. But don't get too comfortable. I'm coming back strong this week.
Yeah, Ty's Maulers are on a tear. They took out Megalodons in Week 1 and then squeaked by you in Week 2 with 131 points. Your 121 wasn't bad, though. The Maulers are undefeated so far, so you gave him a run for his money.
I'll be back. But let's not forget about some other big wins. Wranglers are 2-0, destroying Shady Creatures last week by 28 points. Steve's team is looking dangerous as usual. And Kill Me This, led by Alex, quietly went 2-0 after beating Ragnar and the Condors. Watch out for him this season.
And don't sleep on the SMB Megalodons. They bounced back in Week 2 with a solid win over Ragnar. We might see some surprises from them moving forward.
All right, let's talk waiver wire, where all the action happens for teams trying to turn things around. We saw some interesting moves this week, didn't we?
Oh, for sure. My favorite was seeing Alec Pierce get scooped up by Ty's Maulers. Looks like Ty is loading up for any possible points. Meanwhile, I made no moves, well, because I drafted so good and because I haven't been hit by injuries this season. Or I just didn't have time.
CD's TDs was busy too. Travis C picked up the New Orleans Saints, Jonathan Brooks, Samaja Piran, and even Sam Darnold. Looks like he's rethinking his late round draft picks.
Yeah, well, he might be playing 4D chess over there, but don't forget about Steve's Wranglers picking up Jalen Tolbert from waivers. If the Cowboys can turn it around, that could end up being a sneaky good ad.
Also, shout out to Sean's Ragnars for grabbing Antonio Gibson. Could be a great move if he starts getting more work. And Ragnar sure needs a spark after that rough start.
And it was nice seeing No Offense making moves. Noah's adding depth with Carson Steele and Jordan Akins. But that 0-2 record is telling me he needs more than that. Maybe those moves will pay off in Week 3, though. We'll find out.
That's right. The waiver wire is where champions are made. Every move counts, especially for teams like Condors and Coco Air, who are both sitting at 0-2. Doug, Greg, you might want to make a few more calls this week. Maybe consider a trade?
Well, let's take a look at some scoring leaders for this season so far. Alvin Kamara at first place with 62.5, an excellent draft choice by Travis C in the 4th round. I felt the wrath of those points this past week.
Baker Mayfield comes in at number 2 with just over 48 points. Baker was picked up by Dan Shady Creatures in the 8th round. He got incredible value with that late round pick.
And third is Saquon Barkley, picked up by Ty in his 2nd draft pick with 47.8 points. A valuable selection for sure. Let's see if he stays healthy.
And last, we'll give an honorable mention to Sean, who picked up Derek Carr from the waiver wire this past week. He's 5th on the list with a total of 43.12 points this season. Hopefully, he continues a streak of high points for Sean's benefit.
Yeah, as long as he's not playing me, I'm all right with that. All right, let's take a look at this week's matchups.
All right. My Diamond Dogs are up against the undefeated Kill Me this week. Alex, you might be 2-0, but this dog still has plenty of bite left. Don't get too comfortable with that perfect record.
As for me, Quarantine is taking on the Wranglers. And after last week's disaster, I'm ready for redemption. Wranglers are 2-0, but I'm not about to let them make it 3-0 without a fight.
No offense, and CD's TDs, let's call it now. Unless Noah pulls out a miracle, CD's TDs is taking that one. Travis C is flying high after getting almost 122 points on you, Travis.
Yeah, not one of my prouder moments. But hey, Moonhall Maulers and Ragnar is one to watch. Can Ty stay undefeated or Ragnar finally show up?
And rounding it out, Condors versus SMB Megalodons. Doug, you've had a rough start at 0-2, but a win over the Megalodons could turn your season around. If not, it might be time for a roster shakeup.
Hey, it's still early in the season, so no one's out yet. But week 3 could be a turning point. Will the undefeated teams keep rolling? Will the winless squads bounce back? We'll find out soon enough.
Thanks for joining me, Travis. Best of luck this week. Just not too much luck.
Same to you, man. I'll try to take it easy on the Wranglers, but no promises.
That's it for this week's Prosper1 Fantasy Report. Keep watch for the next episode and let the trash talk begin.